Dr. Patel had just finished a long shift at the hospital and was on his way back home. As he was driving, he noticed a young man lying on the road, badly injured. He quickly parked his car and rushed to the young man's side. "Hey, you okay? Can you hear me?" Dr. Patel asked as he checked for a pulse. The young man moaned in pain and whispered, "Please, help me. I think I'm dying." Dr. Patel immediately called for an ambulance and started to provide first aid. The young man's breathing was shallow, and he was losing consciousness. Dr. Patel knew that time was running out. "Can you tell me your name? What happened to you?" Dr. Patel asked the young man, trying to keep him conscious. "My name is Arjun," the young man replied weakly. "I was walking home from work, and a car hit me. I don't think I'll make it." Dr. Patel felt a pang of sadness. He knew that the young man's injuries were severe, but he didn't want to give up hope. "Don't worry, Arjun. You're going to be okay. We'll get you to the hospital, and we'll take care of you," Dr. Patel reassured him. As they waited for the ambulance, Arjun started to talk. "I don't want to die without telling someone my story. My parents worked hard their whole lives, but they struggled to make ends meet. We didn't have much, but we had each other. They sacrificed so much for me, and I wanted to make them proud." Dr. Patel listened patiently as Arjun continued to speak. He talked about his dreams, his aspirations, and his love for his family. As they arrived at the hospital, Arjun's condition worsened. He gasped for breath and whispered, "Thank you for listening to me. Please, tell my parents that I love them." Dr. Patel felt a lump in his throat as he watched Arjun take his last breath. He had seen many patients die, but there was something about Arjun that touched him deeply. As he drove back home, he couldn't shake off the feeling of sadness. He went to his garden and stood in front of the rose tree he had planted years ago. As he looked at the tree, he realized that every drop of blood in Arjun's body had a story to tell. He could feel Arjun's pain and struggles, and it touched him deeply. Dr. Patel went back inside, filled a mini tub with water, and dipped his hands into it. He carried that blood water to the rose tree in his garden. As he poured the water on the tree, he whispered a prayer for Arjun's soul. The rose tree, which had been struggling to grow for years, began to bloom with bright red roses. It was as if Arjun's blood had breathed life into the tree. Dr. Patel knew then that blood was precious, and every drop of it had a story to tell. He vowed to treat every patient with compassion and kindness, to listen to their stories, and to honor their lives, just like he had done for Arjun that night. Thank you for listening.